All right, let's take a look at major scale pattern number 3. If you've already seen the second one, you might remember that I was talking about how you can actually get certain chords to fit with certain scales. So the scales, we're actually getting based on the different shapes that we see, like the D chord. So pattern number 2 was based around the D chord. Pattern 1 was based around the E shape. And then pattern 3 is going to be based around the C shape. So let's just look at it on the neck here, just so you can see. Let's say I had a capo, or I was using my finger to bar the 7th fret. I could play the C chord here, and you're going to see now the scale, the pattern that goes along with this shape. All right, so we're going to stay in the key of G. And now our root note is going to be, well, let's see if you can figure it out here. On the C chord, where's your root note when we play a C chord? You got it right here. So our pinky right now is playing the root note. So that's what we're starting on in the major scale pattern here for pattern number 3. We're going to start with our pinky on the 10th fret. Then we're going to move to the first finger on the 7th fret. 3rd finger on the 9th fret. We just moved up to the 10th fret. Then over to the next string. 1st finger on the 7th fret. 9th fret. 1st finger on the 7th fret. That was the 8th fret. A small finger on the 10th fret. 7th fret. 8th fret, 10th fret, and then we're going to start making our way back down. And then back up. Okay, so let's look at that last part. Once we got back to our root note, we kept going down. So now we're going to go to the 9th fret on our, using it with our 3rd finger, and then 7th fret with our 1st finger, 10th fret with our small finger, 8th fret with our 2nd finger, 7th fret with our 1st finger. Right now we're on the low E string. And then back up to the root note. Okay, so one more time all the way through. Remember, when we're doing these patterns, you can do all downstrokes if you'd like, or if you want to do alternate picking. That's ideally what we want to get to when we're doing these scales. But do whichever way is most comfortable for you right now. So let's start with our root note. That's the pinky on the 10th fret. Okay, what I really like about this pattern is that you don't have to worry about moving your fretting hand at all. You don't have to jump back a fret, you don't have to move up a fret and then use different fingers. You are just locked in on the 7th, between the 7th and 10th frets, and each fret is going to be assigned a finger. So that's the nice thing about that one, is that we don't have to move around a whole lot. And again, if you can visualize the chord that these scales are based on, you'll be able to see the patterns will hopefully be easier to remember, because that really is the key, is just remembering them. There's so many different patterns that we're looking at. You want to use visual cues if you can to try to memorize these patterns. Okay, keep practicing that, work on that, and then start combining it with some of the other patterns that you've been working on. We will see you in the next lesson.